goes wild. Ah, ah. Okay, I might be exaggerating, seeing as how the crowd is 0 people. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Mobius Y here. Another Tuesday evening on Stellaris Console Edition. Currently streaming this live on Twitch, which I'll be uploading later to YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to check out the links in the description below. You'll find a link to my Discord channel where you can talk about stuff on my channel. You can talk with other Stellaris Console Edition players. There's quite a few of them in there now. A couple from PS4 and several from Xbox, so if you want to set up multiplayer games with other people, feel free to drop in the Discord channel. Link in the description below. You'll also find a link to my Twitter feed, which is a great way to keep in touch with me. If you have a Twitter yourself, give me a follow. Maybe say hello. Feel free to get in touch with me there. Best way to communicate with me. And there was also a link to my Twitch channel, which is what I streamed this off of. So if you'd like to come and see me playing Stellaris Console Edition live at some point, perhaps on another Tuesday night in the future, give me a follow on my Twitch channel. And for those of you who join us on Twitch, watching live, welcome. Thank you for coming by. It's normally a pretty quiet place here. Largely just me talking to myself pretty often. But there's been a few interesting nights. Had a few more people drop in over the last couple weeks. Not too bad. Anyways, let's get this going. We are going back to our Newtonians. So in the last stream, which was a week ago, if you haven't seen that yet, that was part 9 of this game, which you can go back and see on my YouTube. So here's what the situation is right now. We are part of the League of Non-Aligned Powers. Let's go check it out right here. Nation of McGruber. We are part of the League of Non-Aligned Powers, and we are in this federation because several of us throughout the galaxy, several of the stronger empires, I should point out, namely the Great Kundan Coalition and the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. And of course there is ourselves, the Neberite Commonwealth, the TL Galactic Commonwealth, and the United Rothak Pact. Bunch of us formed this federation because when the War in Heaven broke out between the Valdari Mediators and the Savix Cast Reclaimers, those are two of the fallen empires in the galaxy. They hate each other, very much so. We did not want to side with either of them, so we formed our own little federation. So we're just trying to build up our defenses a little bit. And several of these AI empires are now at war with us as well, because they sided with one of these fallen empires. The Mitron Assembly of Nations, I believe, is with the Savix Cast Reclaimers. And the Tendrakian Autocracy is with the Valdari Mediators, for example. And to top it all off, near the end of the last episode, we got the alert of subspace echoes, detected beyond our galaxy. So the Prethoryn Scourge is on the way. That's always reassuring. All sorts of good stuff going on. These guys are also our enemies. The Quapulci systems, but they're really not a threat. Ideally, we want to stay back, and we just need to start building up our fleet, because we started to... What are these guys doing? How come they're just sitting there? Oh, these are Federation fleets. Interesting. Where are these guys? I don't know where these fleets are, but we're going to put them together. Merge, please and thank you. Now, they should be fairly safe in the Great Kundid Coalition, in the core of the Great Kundid Coalition. So now that we're in control of the Federation, we're going to take a look at our Federation designs. Maybe we can enhance them to better prepare for the Prethoryn Scourge. So let's see what we can do here. Gunship bow. Actually, sorry. Let's... oops, I did not mean to back out completely. Okay, so we've got a large artillery launcher and a flak artillery on the back. All right, so that's fine. And then I believe the cruiser was... oh, it's an artillery corps. Okay, so that's fine. And then this guy... all right. And Corvette was all the little mining lasers, because those are actually pretty good. Okay, so here we're going to go Interceptor, mining drone lasers all around, because these are great at shredding armor. Now, I can't remember. Do we have advanced afterburners on these bad boys? I can't really remember. We'll check in just a second. Oops. Hyper shields. Okay, we'll do that. No, we did have shield capacitor. Right, we got rid of all the armor on our ships and threw on shield capacitors because the Prethoryn Scourge is actually really good at taking out armor. They don't really deal so well with shields. Okay, so we'll do Sentient Combat Computer. Jump drives is fine, because now that we have an actual endgame crisis on the way, we're not going to have the unbidden. We're not going to have the unbidden show up on our doorstep. Excuse me. Wait, what? Why are there 2 copies of the Corvette now? Let's delete one of them. Okay, so new design. It's a destroyer. And we're going to have the artillery bow with a gunship stern. So a large plasma cannon and a flak artillery. And then we're doing shield capacitor. Let's do 3 0-point reactors. And then we can have 1, 2, 3 hyper shields with another 0-point reactor for power. Alrighty. And it looks pretty good. Save that ship design. And now the cruiser. Wow, this is... I like how it's got a bunch of disruptors on it. Like, that's just goofy. Okay. So let's change this up. I can't remember 100%, but I've got a fairly decent idea. Okay, so we're doing medium plasma cannons on the front, then we got a large and a medium plasma cannon, and then the rear should be a broadside stern with a flak artillery. Okay, and then we need 3 more. I don't think this will be enough. No, it won't. So 3 medium hyper shields. And then we can do 0-point, 0-point. Yep, there we go. That's better. It might not be exactly the same. Oh, it's not. Not even close. That's fine. So if we change that, what happens here? There we go. 45. 1050 shields. Okay, so 1050 shields there. But if we do it the other way, let's take a look-see. And we've got hyper shields, hyper shields, hyper shields. And 0-point, 0-point, 0-point. Oh, I guess we need 1, and then hyper shields. There we go. It's still 1050, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Same amount of shields, same amount of excess power. Either way you slice it. So that's fine. Now the battleship, we wanted Tachyon Lance, which we've got. Okay, good. And then we want broadside stern. Throw 2 flak artillery on that. And then the center, middle, was broadside cores with 2 large plasma cannons and 2 more medium plasma cannons. Now we need 2 shield capacitors. Hey bro, armor beats shields versus Scourge. Their acid blasts melt shields. Other way around. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Let's see here. So how much power do we have now? That's way too many. Alright, so 2 0-point reactors, I guess? How did I manage that? Okay. Yeah, different positioning, but it's generally the same. Okay, so this is essentially like the exact same that we have it. So now that we've got that set up, we're going to wait for our Federation fleets to... Holy crap! 40 battleships, 44 cruisers, 42 destroyers, 44 corvettes, 15 battleships, 8 cruisers, 7 destroyers, 7 corvettes, 3 cruisers, 4 destroyers, 3 corvettes, 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer, 2 corvettes, and 2 destroyers. Jeez. I just now realized. At a quick glance, this one fleet here is nearly twice as powerful as ours. Okay, so that's cool. Got a pretty strong Federation fleet, and they're gonna form Voltron and become more powerful. They're gonna become stronger together, I guess. I just quoted the tagline from Anthem, I do believe.
Construction complete.
Okay, what am I building here? Plus 7 food. I can't believe we never stockpiled beyond the minimal amount of food. I feel kind of silly about not changing that. That's usually one thing that I change once things are kind of...
Construction complete.
Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Once things have settled.
Construction complete.
Okay, so Latium Prime's done. I'm pretty sure these places were still just replacing some of the buildings that we had to generate boatloads of Unity for us to do things like rush ascension perks and the like. Okay, so this basic science lab, we definitely need to upgrade that to a physics lab. Look at all the physics research we're getting on that one tile. Fact Prime, don't know what you were doing. Fact Secundus, what do we got here? Sure, I guess. And what else do we got? Factception. Okay, so we need to definitely change something up here. What do we got producing? Geez, I'm going to have to go through all the old planets again now. Okay, so Fact Prime, you guys are done. That's fully developed. Should leave that alone. Factception. What? Now what? Oh, nice. Full level scientist on engineering research. So that's always a bonus. Okay, Yandu's Prime. We're cool there. Okay. So we're stockpiling. Oh my gosh, look at this fleet. Let's see how these guys are built right now. Bafkian class cruiser. It's got lasers and... That made me gag looking at it. It's got lasers and disruptors. Okay, so I need to upgrade these ships. It'll only cost 1303. That's way less than I thought it was going to cost. Oh man, these guys got to make it all the way back to our spaceport? Are you kidding me?
Construction complete.
Ooh, that's dangerous. They got to go right through the heart of the Valdaria mediators. I don't know. I might want them to go this way. I think we'll do that. So we'll have them make their way to one of the spaceports in the Kaiser system. Seems like the safest thing to do because the Tendrakian autocracy doesn't really have no military stations that we know of, and it doesn't really have a strong fleet whatsoever. I'm worried that we're going to try to bring these guys back in order to upgrade them, and they're not going to be in a good... Oh, there we go. Dyson Sphere frame. With the frame now in place, the awesome scale of the project is evident to all. Borbo burns in his spindly cage, but will eventually be completely surrounded by MacGyvered solar panels. Will eventually be surrounded by MacGyvered solar panels. That just sounds silly when you read it. Just post a screenshot to Discord. Hang on. I'm sorry. I think I interpreted what you said a little incorrectly. Do 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 do. Small acid blast. Da, 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 plus 50% shield damage. That's how come the rest is all cut out though? Okay, hang on. What do we got going on here? Definitely want to improve these power plants before we continue with the science labs, because those science labs are going to be a decent drain on energy. So that's fine. Second Void Skulkers. Oh, we lost our Admiral. That's not cool. Okay, so let's recruit a new one. What do we got? What do we got? We've got Gale Speed. Increased evasion, sublight speed, and combat speed. We've got Cautious for increased weapons range. Ooh! Engineer for monthly hull regeneration. That sounds pretty good. Might just take that. Both Cautious and Engineer are actually really good picks. We're going to go with Engineer because that's fairly rare. I don't see that one come up very often. And I like to grab it. Boom, 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 boom. Da, 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 da. Okay. See, we still have auto-generated frickin' designs. Why? Let's get rid of those. Go away. I don't know what it just deleted. Delete the auto-generated Corvette. Delete the auto-generated Destroyer. Delete the auto-generated Battleship. Okay, there. Y'all can bugger off now. You hear? All right, and we now have full energy credits. Okay, so we need 40,000 minerals in order to upgrade our Dyson Sphere in the Borbo system. Right now, it's not really doing much of anything, so we're short about 21,000 still. That'll take a lot of months before we can get it. I don't think we should wait for that. We probably should just start building up our fleet. Right now, the Dyson Sphere is doing absolutely nothing for us. It's actually a small drain on energy generation. So, oh man, so you know what? If we move our fleet... Oh boy. Okay, we don't have enough influence to do production targets on very many planets. Okay. I can't believe we don't... Pretty poopy mineral generation, considering how late game it is, and as to what's going on. But I suppose that's my own fault. Focused a little bit too much on generating more energy. Because it's a problem with our current fleet capacity, our current fleet size and whatnot. This Frontier Hospital, we want to keep it because there's still pops growing on this planet, so that's a given. Now, I think given the current situation, we'll want to do a mining network on this tile. Station under attack. Wait, what? From what? Oh, geez! Where did these guys come from? And where are they going? Okay. I didn't even notice those guys were cruising through Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom space. That's depressing. Entering orbit of Cradle. Pretty sure that's not any of our systems, so I'm not too worried about it.
Construction complete.
Okay, so let's take a look. See here. That should be the last upgrade to the power plant, so we can go ahead and upgrade the science labs after that. But we're going to wait because we still got to build up more minerals.
Station under attack.
Oh, here we go again. We're gonna have to replace these military stations a little bit, I think.
Station lost.
Yeah. Okay, but we learned a pretty valuable lesson. I know it's a little kind of silly to spin it like this, but now what are you doing? Where are these guys going? Well, see, at least now we know that these stations that we positioned a little more on the edge of the system, they don't really support the one in the middle when they warp in on that one with the subspace snare. And they have to go like right in the middle of two more. Otherwise, there's only going to be one station that that engages them when they're pulling away, when they're leaving the system. So what are these guys doing now? Entering orbit of Cradle. Okay, they're still going that way, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, we can replace these stations now. We've got a science ship just sitting around doing nothing. Why? Oops. Ugh, I keep clicking the wrong things. Here we go. Assist research. Now, construction ship. This one's probably the closest in Erimidon. We got two in Erimidon. Okay, that's fine. Build a mining station, and let's get the other one that's in Erimidon to move over here. Build that Prethoryn class fortress, which we can't build. Well, that's unfortunate. So let's just go ahead and get him to build a Cleuven, I guess. We'd have to demolish all these stations in order to be able to build one in the center of the star system. Ugh, that bothers me, but I don't really want to go through that whole process yet again. Hang on a second. I gotta reboot everything? Really? Man, that's annoying.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we finished our power plants on Factually. That leaves just the science labs that need upgrading. We're gonna wait. I think we're gonna wait a little bit on that. Well, let's check. Let's check the cost. 102. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. 600. So a month's worth of minerals. A little over a month's worth. So that's fine. You know what? I say it's a little bit worth it. Let's go ahead and upgrade these labs. We'll start with the physics labs. And then we'll do the bio labs. Or did I already do a bio lab? No, it's definitely mostly physics labs. Huh, there's just the one bio lab. Interesting. Oh, look at me go. Replacing a tile with minerals on them. Anyways, what the heck was I going to talk about? Acid is... Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're correct. Acid is definitely anti-shield. And the Torpedoes and Swarm Strikers also have 100% penetration to shields. However, the main danger of... whenever up to 4 new options will be generated... Oh, jeez, we got some options here. Let's do focusing race for extra energy weapon damage. The Torpedoes and the Swarm Strikers have increased damage against, or sorry, I guess I should say penetration to armor. And one of the two does increase damage to hull because of that as well. Since hull regeneration is largely a lot more uncommon, unless you have either living metal strategic resource, or you put on the what is that one? The regenerative hull tissue component, as well as you have an admiral with the engineer trait, which surprisingly we do. The regen rate of the hull points does not.
Complete.
How do I word this? It doesn't keep up with the same amount of regen as the shields, if I recall correctly. Tallying all this crap out. Why do I? Did they both just finish the thing at the same time? They did. Okay. And the other thing too is that the reason why we are putting the flak artillery on, we're putting the flak artillery on all of the ships except for the corvettes, because they obviously can't have one, to deal with the missiles and the swarm strikers and whatnot. So none of those should be an issue. So that leaves the acid blasts to strictly deal damage against shields. And yes, it is true that they have a damage bonus against shields. However, those shields will regenerate between battles. So by the time a battle finishes and you take your ship, you take your fleet and you jump them to another system to take on the next fleet of Prethoryn ships, they should and could technically be back up to 100% fighting strength, particularly in terms of defensive points, because their shields will fully regenerate. However, if they take damage to their hull, normally that does not regenerate naturally. They have to go back and repair, which takes time. Of course, the exception being the ones that I named previously. If you have the living metal strategic resource, if you give them regenerative hull tissue, and if you have, or if you have an admiral with the engineer trait, which also adds hull regeneration. However, those values are significantly less than how much your shields will regenerate in a single day, as opposed to how much your hull will regenerate in a single day. So you're not wrong that stacking shields does seem kind of dumb against weapons that are primarily anti-shields. I'm not going to disagree with you on that one bit. The difference being that if we completely forego shields or lower them significantly in favor of armor, that means that we would have to we'd have to pull our fleets away from the front lines far more often to bring them back to repair them. If I'm not making sense, that's perfectly fine. The heck was I going to say? Okay, why am I looking at... There's something we were going to do in order to... Oh yeah, it was our governing ethics. National preparedness for pacifist issues. We're not doing a very good job here. We're trying to get more people to adopt militarist ethos. Active political faction plus at war. Okay, so it's kind of working, but none of our factions are terribly happy with us, and that's part of the reason why we're generating such low influence. Okay, so we need to build a couple farms, I should say. We'll put one here on Factception now that we are building one. So a hydroponics farm. Do we still have the agrarian idyll thing? Yeah, we do. Ah, crap. That's right, because we needed the influence in order to... We needed the influence in order to start the Dyson Sphere, and I decided we'll worry about reforming our civics a little bit later. Fleet organizer, increased naval capacity. That's always nice. I don't like the destroyer focus though. That's pretty crappy. Yeah, I didn't think I really explained it very well, but in the last couple dealings with the Prethoryn Scourge in particular, though, namely in the last stream game that we had, was that enemy ships coming in? No, I'm on drugs. With the Cytherian Stellar Coalition, when we had a whole bunch of battleships with Giga Cannons and kinetic artillery and stuff like that, with a whole bunch of flak artillery. I think each battleship had like 4 flak artillery or something ridiculous. All of the enemy strike craft, or sorry, Prethoryn strike craft and Prethoryn missiles and whatnot, they got shot down before they could do any damage, so they never penetrated the shields. So in an ideal situation, when our fleet came in from one side of the system and the Prethoryn fleet they're engaging was on the other side, and they came at each other, they all very rarely got close enough to deal significant damage with said acid blasts in order to even get past the shields and deal damage directly to the hull. So it meant way less time having to send the fleet back to a spaceport to repair it, and we were able to keep them engaging enemies more frequently. I don't think I played it out that way because I still sent them back to repair often, especially, and you know, there were still instances where we lost a few battleships in a couple fights. That definitely happened. So there would be some ships that needed repairs, but when you looked at the after action report and it would show that it's like, hey, the Prethoryn fleet did, let's just throw another number out there. It did like 200,000 damage or something ridiculous. When we actually looked at the total numbers of what kind of damage they did, it would say maybe 20 or 30,000 or less to both armor and hull, and the rest of that would have been to shields. So they would have done an easy, like, what was it, 140, 150,000 to shields, just because there was so many shields, plus they were regenerating quite fast with the dual shield capacitor modifications in the auxiliary slots, or I should say, I guess the utility slots. Okay, so this pop should finish pretty shortly, and then that will correct our -1 food issue right now. I'm still amazed that I forgot to change the policy to stockpile more food. There we go. Our Admiral now has the Fleet Logistician trait, which is fantastic. Okay, so the 8th Pelagic Excursion is finally in Kaiser. Let's go ahead and upgrade them. 206 ships being upgraded. We could probably get an Admiral for them as well, eh? It'll cost us most of the influence we have, but we could give them the Cautious Admiral. That will increase their weapons range by 10%. Let's do that. Anyways, in the grand scheme of things, to be totally honest, I'm not a freaking master at Stellaris. In fact, I mean, it's entirely possible somebody else can come by and be like, this guy's a fucking idiot and doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, from somebody who's been playing for 2 bajillion years or whatever. What the heck is this guy doing? Entering orbit of Bagial Prime. Excuse me? Really? Okay, so let's go ahead and get a construction ship over there from... Oh, where the heck? Menchib? That might be the one. Yeah, let's get the one... Oh, no, sorry. Latium will be less jumps, it looks like. Over to Bagial, and what you guys need to do... Bagial Prime. I've totally ignored this planet like an imbecile. No spaceport. That's brilliant. Good job. Let's go ahead and do projectile weapons. Sure, why not? Upgrade the reassembled ship shelter. And we need to... Okay, you know what? We're just going to leave it at that. So this guy, you need to get over here, build us a Fikren class fortress. Please and thank you. I can't quite tell where it is. Oh, there. I know it's in the sun, but I want it like right in the middle. Boop. There you go. Off you go. Start building.
Construction complete.
So yeah, by all means, I don't expect everybody to buy into the garbage that spews out of
upgraded.
Out of my mouth and whatnot. Or I don't expect everybody to agree with it, and that's perfectly fine. Because the simple truth is, however you want to play in Stellaris, do that. I tend to play very science heavy. I play very tall. I don't expand a heck of a lot. I'll focus more on improving my smaller, underdeveloped colonies before I really move on to expanding the new ones. Not everybody plays like that, and I totally get that. So some people might be like, man, it takes you forever before you decide to go and colonize a new world, or man, it takes you forever to go out and, you know, place frontier outposts and claim systems and stuff like that. And I'm totally okay with that. You know, people play how they want to play, and I'm fine with that. The thing that I've said before, the thing that I have a problem with is complete misinformation. That bugs the crap out of me in games. So I do my best to avoid doing that. I always just stack crystal plating, armor, and point defense for defense, plus tachyons and plasma for attack, but your plan does make sense. Look forward to seeing how it plays out in 2337 of my current playthrough, hoping to take them down this time. We'll see. Yeah, man, I've encountered the Prethoryn Scourge probably about 5 times. So I think that's including this one, actually. I think this will be the 5th time that I come across them. 5th or 6th time. And they've just beat the crap. Like, I think the game, the last stream game with the Cytherian Stellar Coalition was the one where I quote unquote lasted the longest, I should say. Okay, these guys are getting close. They're just a couple jumps away. Are these guys going after my Dyson Sphere? That'll make me very sad. Okay, they're just a few jumps away now, but you know, you got time. You can do it. Oh, what do we got going on now? Diplomatic communique from Savix Cast Reclaimers. Crystal plating, armor, and point defense. See, now there is something about point defense versus flak artillery that I spent a lot of time looking up, because I was curious as to, you know, pretty much like flat out which one was better. And it actually turns out, like, while point defense is very good for shooting down missiles, absolutely. Oh, now what I got? We got another diplomatic communique from this. Okay. They ended the rivalry. And then they declared us rivals again, like immediately. All right, that's fine. You guys are free to do whatever you want. Point defense has lower tracking and less range than flak artillery, but it has more damage. So it's better for taking out missiles, because missiles just fly in a set pattern. They have lower evasion, and it's easier for the lower tracking weapons to hit them, which makes sense. Plus, they have more hit points than most strike craft as well, or possibly all strike craft, especially torpedoes. Torpedoes can be fairly tough. And the flak cannons or flak artillery, whatever you have, they actually, you know, I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk while thinking at the same bloody time. You know what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and do a mineral processing plant on this tile, because F you, that's why. So we'll do that, and then we'll start building up the mining networks around the planetary administration and the mineral silos. So we've got that guy, and then I can build 4 more, so we'll do that. So yeah, point defense is better. Civ 6 is coming to consoles. What? Really? Not to be a buzzkill, but I actually kind of find that hard to believe. How the... Anyways, so... So because point defenses have the higher damage but lower tracking, they are better for taking down missiles. However, they do not have the same range as flak artillery, for starters. Plus, they don't have as good tracking, so they're not nearly as good as actually shooting down fighters as flak artillery. Flak artillery has better evading hostile fleet. No, 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 no. Stop evading. Stop evading. I need... I totally forgot to take him off passive. Son of a gun. This spaceport's not going to be done in time either. So let's get these guys... They're going to destroy my observation post. Really? Where'd they go? Ugh. Whatever. November 22nd release. Okay, I'm going to look that up. Interesting. I bought Civ 5 when it was super cheap several years ago. And like Stellaris Console, I fell in love with it like right away. And I spent way too many sleepless nights for the next like 2 weeks just playing Civ 5 over and over. And I am not good at Civilization, don't get me wrong. But it was really fun. I haven't played it much over the last year or so, 2 years. On the computer. Now and then I'll boot it up and, you know, play a few turns and whatnot. Or try to just play a few turns. What often winds up happening is I'll waste a bunch of time. But I think that's common for everybody. What to do here? I don't really care for the synthetic personality matrix. Let's just get fusion missiles. What do we got now? Research agreement, and they want to give us a bunch of minerals. That's fine. Maybe this will be enough to... Yep, it's enough to do the next stage of our Dyson Sphere, so it can actually start generating some energy for us. There we go. So once this is done, it'll be generating another 100 energy credits per month. That'll be a huge help. Anyways, so yeah, I got sidetracked again there. So, flak artillery does have lower damage, but has better tracking and better range. So it's just naturally better at shooting down strike crafts, because strike craft have higher evasion, so it's way better at that. However, in general, flak artillery is still better as your defensive option because it also shoots down missiles. Predictive algorithms, I don't really need that because we don't have any point defense. Shield harmonics 2. Arc emitters, don't really care for any of that. So the flak artillery... oh crap, I did the wrong thing. The two big reasons why the flak artillery are just flat out better over point defense, even for defense against like torpedoes and whatnot, is because of the longer range. They have 40 range as opposed to point defense only having 10, but they also have AoE damage. It's very small. Don't get me wrong, it is very small. But it's still AoE damage. So even when a big swarm of missiles is floating in and... ooh, custom AI assisted. That's not too bad. So when you have a big swarm of missiles coming in on your friendly ships, your point defense won't start shooting at them until they're within a range of 10. And they could still shoot down quite a lot of them at that short range because the point defense has... Oh, geez. Let us end this meaningless rivalry. Okay, and then you're going to declare us rivals again in about 30 seconds, probably. So it'll still shoot down quite a bit of them. But the flak artillery, because of its AoE damage, especially if you have roughly the same amount of flak artillery as you would point defense, it should theoretically shoot down more of them because it starts engaging the incoming missiles at a longer range. Yeah, see, again. Ended the rivalry, then made us rivals again. Plus it has the AoE damage. So when you have multiple point defense shooting down one missile at a time, targeting one missile at a time, they shoot down one missile at a time. They'll still shoot down quite a lot when those missiles get within range of the point defense. However, the flak artillery should be able to shoot down more of them because they'll start shooting at those missiles from further away. Plus the AoE damage will, whatever missile they're targeting, it will take damage, but also the missiles around it as well will take damage as well. And the same is obviously true for strike craft. Because flak artillery has that better tracking, It's simply better at shooting down strike craft because of that. Already. So it's already your go-to defensive weapon of choice when dealing with strike craft. So putting it on instead of point defense is still technically better overall for defensive weapon options. Okay, so we need to check back on, let's see. We can upgrade a bunch of these now. Biolab 3s. Absolutely. Fact Prime, we're all done there. Factception. Okay, so we're just barely in the positive again for food. We're going to do a hydroponics farm on this one. So once that pop is done, got another farm there. I want to do a mining network on this tile, but I might have to just do another bloody farm. Yeah, we could do another farm, and then these two blank tiles we can put mining networks. They'll be fairly unproductive mining mineral tiles though, because they're not getting as much from the latent bonuses, but that's fine. Bottom line, though, the sole reason for... What? That is not at all... What? Oh, man. Great Kundan Coalition and Valdari Mediators are now rivals. Shocker. I think the problem is that because none of these designs, none of these ships... Yeah, none of these Federation ships are ours. Like, these are completely different designs from a different empire.
Complete.
Yeah, this feels like it'll be a waste of minerals, but let's see what happens. Admiral gains the Fleet Logistician trade. Yay. Okay, so we've got... Oh. We just had a pop migrate here, and now it's... The building that it left behind is inoperable. Okay, so we need the Paradise Dome. We don't have the Paradise Dome on this planet yet, so let's build that and plop this guy on it. That'll work. And what else do we got? Energy grid we haven't done. We can do some power plants a little bit later. For now, let's just put a basic science lab down on this tile, because that's 3 hot points of physics research. I want to exploit that. As soon as all that's done, yeah. These, oops, no, can't upgrade that yet. Mineral silos, definitely upgrade. Upgrade those mineral silos, please and thank you. Let's see. And now the Valdari Mediators and Great Kundan Coalition are rivals yet again. Okay, yeah, we know. Okay, let's see. Okay, upgrade this farm as well. I don't know, man. I think it'd be a little bit too. The UI would have to be overhauled, obviously, for consoles. But if it's done right, like it was for Stellaris Console, then I think Civ would be a lot of fun to play on consoles. Okay, quantum missiles. Screw it. Now what? What is your problem? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get these second Void Skulkers to chase these little bastards down and freaking wipe them out, because I'm sick of them coming into my space, blowing up my stations, and affecting my productivity. Dirtbags. Tomb World adaptation done. Whoa, what? We just now got the option to get the Ministry of Benevolence, which produces 6 unity, increases governing ethics attraction by plus 10% across the Empire, and reduces unrest by minus 10 across the Empire. It's a little late for that now, because we are done with unity. We don't need it anymore. So let's get the final upgrades to hydroponics farms. Why not? Okay, now that we are moving the second Void Skulkers off of a spaceport and they are trying to attack, that is actually making a drain on our energy now. Okay, so Hydroponics Farm 3, yeah, I know. 'Tis bad. I think in this Brocken system we are going to go ahead and build a couple military stations. Maybe not too many. Okay, Epsilon Indy seems to be the closest. So go here and build military station. We need a Fikrid class because that's the one that has the subspace. Yeah, there we go. And you need to rebuild this mining station. Let's see. Whoop, nope, not that. What do we got? Fact Secundus has finished its construction queue. Cool. You can see our fleet's moving around a little bit. What is this fleet? Oh, a little dinky allied fleet. That's cute. Okay, let's take a look. Did this totally change it? No. See, we changed. Oh, what the heck is going on? You know, it's because these are not our designs. These were not our ships. Because these are Federation ships, whenever we try to upgrade them, it doesn't change to the designs that we came up with. It goes to the designs that the AI is giving them. That's what the deal is. And the AI is giving them awful designs. Ugh. They make me want to puke. Okay, we're going to have to go to the society tree, go to policies, food stockpiling, change it to large. Just because I'm sick of looking at only 200 food being stockpiled. That should have been changed a long time ago. Okay. Bam. There you go. Get out of here, you stupid Corvettes. Nobody likes you. That was an easy win. Okay, how many more leaders can we have? Oops, wrong tab. People. We can have 4 more leaders. Well, our current governors suck. Current scientists don't really matter, and generals are borderline pointless most of the time. Maybe not in this case, though. We should probably get some armies going with the Prethoryn Scourge coming in, because we'll need some to de-infest planets, I suppose you could say. Let's see. Okay, so you know what? I've got 3 tiles here. Yeah, let's build some hydro farms here as well. I know this is getting rid of one thing of minerals on these tiles, but we're going to fill the rest. Except for these 2 tiles, power plant and science lab, obviously, but these other 2 tiles we'll put mining networks on them. Civ 6 on consoles. I'm going to have to think about that one. I'm really going to have to think about that one. November 22nd. That's 2 months away. And exactly 1 month before my birthday, too. Neat little birthday present to myself, I suppose you could say. Oh, look at all these ships. Okay. So, our fleets are exactly the way we want them to be to deal with the Prethoryn Scourge. We just need to make it bigger. Because it is pathetically small, in my opinion. So let's see if we can build some more battleships. Not a crazy amount. Oh, hey, we can upgrade these biolabs. Totally forgot about that. Whoops. We'll be able to make the biolab 4s. Okay, so... this one. Okay. Ooh, 1,500 for a battleship. Ugh! That's even with the battleship construction yard. In the spaceport. I don't... No, that's not good. That's expensive. Science Officer Trotsuger has leveled up and gained Maniacal. Busy commanding Larod Gastian. Okay. Alright, so let's just build 4 more battleships. Screw it. Better than 0. Ship. And battleship. And battleship. That's my one minor complaint about being the one in charge of the Federation. Is you get a bajillion ship designs
Evading hostile fleet.
that pop up in your... Oh, come on. Not again. You get a billion ship designs that pop up in your ship construction queues. Build military station. I need a Prethoryn class, please and thank you. Boopity boop boop. Thank you. Alright. Where are these guys now? Oh, it's one Corvette. Really? You're scared of one Corvette? Come on. I should send a science ship to go and research the little bit of debris that we caused from blowing those... I don't know, what was it? About a dozen Corvettes out of the water earlier? But... it's only going to be a little dinky amount of science, right? Like 20 points here, 25 points there. Besides, where is it? In Obrium. Let's take a look at it. Okay, there it is. Okay, so where's the nearest science ship then? Let's get the one in the Yandu's system, because that's fairly close. Oh wait, no, maybe not. MacGyver, right next to it. There we go. Okay. Research projects in system, screw it. Then you can come back and assist research. Okay, so the second Void Skulkers should deal with that guy very handily. He's going to warp away before they get to him, though. So I'll just tell them to go over here. Oh, there he goes. And the second Void Skulkers are...
Hostile fleet. Hostile fleet engaged.
What's up? You're dead.
Situation log updated.
So do that one, and then do that one. And then go back and assist research. Thank you very much. Second Void Skulkers, please return to base. Thank you very much. What did we finish here? There we go. See, now we can get the Biolab Force. Alright.
Construction complete.
Now this construction ship in the Brocken system. Did you finish that? Yes, you did. Good for you.
Construction complete.
Please build a mining station.
Construction
And then
complete.
after that... oops, nope. Not that. Nah, we'll just leave it at that. The Prethoryn class should lure them in and still be able to blow them up. Especially if they're just sending a few Corvettes at a time, right? Okay. There we go. Now... can we upgrade these? No, we cannot yet because we need a planetary capital. And we're not there yet. Which is fine. Okay, so upgrade this to a physics lab. What did we finish? Quantum missiles. Yay. Okay, so now we can get swarmer missiles, marauder missiles, space torpedoes. Swarmer missiles, I've never really used. I want to use them. I want to try a playthrough where I'm fairly like I make ship designs that are actually missile heavy, just for the hell of it. Because I think that could be a lot of fun. Swarmer missiles are the ones that you get in order to counteract if an empire has a bunch of point defense to deal with your missiles, which most of them will, or like flak artillery, for example. You get your swarmer missiles to overwhelm their point defenses. So because their point defense has so many different little missile targets to shoot at, they can't deal with them all. And hopefully, because they're shooting down all the little piddly weak swarmer missiles, they're not necessarily dealing with the big missiles that'll actually do significant damage when it hits them. Let's see here. Can't upgrade that. Okay, so we can upgrade to a planetary capital finally. First things first, let's do mining network stage 2 on this other tile over here. This won't take long. And then we'll upgrade to the planetary capital. And then we can do the much more upgrades, further upgrades to the buildings on this planet. I can't help but feel like I'm doing all sorts of dumb crap like Bass Backwards. Partially because I'm a little tired, but not that bad. It's not that bad. Space torpedoes, and now we can do armored torpedoes, which are pretty dang good. Look at that. Ignores 50% of armor, but it also has 100% shield penetration. Never used them either, but I think missiles could be fun, but waiting on swarmers might be hard if there are any early wars. No, that's totally true. 100% correct. So if you are going missile heavy, you'll want to augment them with torpedoes. And part of the reason I prefer neutron torpedoes is because they're considered energy weapons. They're not shot at by point defense and whatnot. But I do want to try it out where it's like I go very missile heavy and I also incorporate a lot of torpedoes and the like in the ship designs just to try it out. Okay, so we're kind of waiting on the next portion of this coming storm. Like, when did that happen? That was about 10 years ago where we first heard that there are subspace echoes detected outside the galaxy. So waiting to see where they're coming from, and then we should be able to get our fleets in position to take them on. I don't really like the designs in this Federation fleet. I think they are garbage. It's a combination, or well, garbage for dealing with the Prethoryn Scourge, because it's a combination of anti-shield disruptors and lasers, which lasers are all right against armored units because they have 60% armor ignore, and the battleships do have tachyon lances. So I mean, some light at the end of the tunnel in those respects, but I don't like how all the smaller ships have half lasers and half disruptors. Not that disruptors don't do damage whatsoever to anything besides shields. I mean, they still do damage to ships that have armor and hull. It's just you can do better. Okay, so now we need to go back to Bashiel Prime, upgrade the mining network, and then Planetary Capital. Alright. Already back up to 10,000 minerals. Probably, we should be done this Dyson Sphere bit pretty soon. Oh, never mind, we're not even halfway done. That's kind of poopy. It's all good, though. Okay, so there should be a couple biolabs we can upgrade on some of the older planets now that we can get Biolab 3 and 4. Okay, so coming across some. Latium Prime has a few. We'll upgrade those. There's one here on Yandu's Prime. Upgrade that, absolutely. And then we got a couple on Menchib Prime. Upgrade those. And there we go. LTR Prime. And there we go. Factception. What are we doing here? Yeah, we'll do another hydroponics farm on this tile. And then Fact Tertius, upgrade this physics lab. And then upgrade this physics lab as well. Can't believe I haven't done anything on this planet. What the heck? Where was my head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? I don't know. We'll throw mining networks on these two tiles so that the pops that grow on them when I'm not paying attention are not being completely useless. There we go. Kaiser Colony. Factor Prime, we're good. Fact Secundus. Factception.
Construction complete.
Fact Tertius. Factually. A bunch of science labs that need upgrading again. Let's do that.
Complete. Construction complete.
Now I'm going to want to take a guy off of this power plant because I want that science still rolling in. Watch the science keep rolling in. There Alright, shield harmonics is done. So we already did focusing arrays. Let's do some flash coolant to increase energy weapon attack speed by 5% as well.
Research complete. Construction complete.
Oops, wrong thing. Research complete. Armored torpedoes is now done. Devastator torpedoes. See, Devastator torpedoes do a lot of damage. 180 to 340 damage per hit. They have a long cooldown though, but they still have that 100% shield penetration plus 50% ignore armor. So they're quite strong. You combine torpedoes with the likes of swarmer missiles and some regular like marauder missiles. It can be effective. It's just tough, you know. In terms of overall effectiveness, it's entirely debatable as to, you know, what's better or not. Of course, tachyon lances and neutron torpedoes is a guaranteed surefire go-to way to just, you know, kill everything. Except the Prethoryn Scourge, obviously, because they don't have shields, so the neutron torpedoes are kind of stupid to use against the Prethoryn Scourge. I totally forgot about Eurymedon Core. What is wrong with me? Scientists gain trait, expertise computing. Good for you. Okay, man, we have a lot of tiles for science on Eurymedon Core, so let's do a... Can we... Wait. Oh, I already have the mineral processing plant. Duh. Stupid. Okay, so let's just upgrade this planetary capital next. Screw it. We'll figure out what we're placing on these buildings. Okay, Cantharum Central. How are we doing here? Doing all right now. Who died? Oh, man. We're losing our scientists. We're losing our good scientists, I might add. Okay, let's get this guy on it. Busy commanding. Which... it was the NS... Which one was it? I can't remember now. This one. Larod Gaslen. Or Gaklen, however you want to pronounce that. Whatever. We don't need anybody with any particular expertise, although it would be nice to have, just in case. Let's do adaptable. Screw it. All he's doing is assisting research, so... Latium Prime, you're done your build queue. Okay, cool. So since we've got a while before that Dyson Sphere is done still, let's go back and build just a few more battleships. Probably just another 4. Nothing too crazy. Battleship, Lorod Gexad class. Yep. Lorod Gexad class. Lorod Gexad. I am the great warlord, Lorod Gexad. Fear me. I have conquered entire systems. Bent puny civilizations to my will. Quivering for fear of what incurring my wrath could do to them. I don't know, I sometimes do a really poor job of imitating a bad guy. Sometimes. Alright, so this pop's almost done. Let's start building a power plant on this tile. Oh, what's not occupied now? Ooh, a hydro farm. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, I can accept that. I can deal with that. Whatever. See, I made them natural engineers, but we're still generating a decent amount of physics research because I'm pretty sure we have some dark matter, don't we? Do we not? Let's find out. Yes, we do. There it is. We have 2, as a matter of fact. Oh, there we go. Planetary capital. Now, upgrade the mineral processing plant. Yes, please. And then we can start upgrading these mining networks. This will not gonna be a huge deal to... Oh, definitely want the Frontier Hospital. Duh. Should have done that a little sooner, I think. It's not going to make a huge dent in our mineral production, but more minerals is more minerals, so we can definitely use that. Remendon core. What's going on here? Oh, right. Still waiting for the planetary capital. What? That's just rude. Your species seems to grow more and more disgusting for each passing day, Newt.
Construction.
I think I'm going to go cry. That was very mean. My feeling was really hurt by that comment. Do you think we should fling harsh words back at them? I do. So we're going to do that. The mind boggles at the rationalizations you must make for the evolution and continued existence of the Newtonian race. You know what? You will forgive me if I dim my display, Jomar. I simply cannot stand to look at your nauseating appearance.
Construction complete.
Okay. Got a few more battleships on the way. Oh look, somebody changed their designs again. Well, I'm not paying money to frickin' change your ships this time around, boy. Screw you.
Construction complete.
Alright, let's see. Fact Tertius.
Research complete.
What do we want this one to be? This is going to be a physics lab. There we go. Oh, we finished 2 research projects. Oh, nano vitality crops, not bad. Will to power. See, I don't really care for the orbital mind control laser because that increases our governing ethics attraction and reduces unrest right now. Commissar squads, on the other hand, not a bad attachment for armies. Selected lineages. I don't like this policy. I don't know what to pick. Let's do proclamation broadcasts. Edict duration, plus 10%. Not bad. Swarmer missiles, done. So now we can do whirlwind missiles, which are the enhanced form of swarmer missiles. Alright, now what do we got going on here? Upgrade this power plant yet again, and now we can get top tier hydroponics farms. So we should not have to build any more hydroponics farms, I don't think. Alright, let's take a look-see throughout the rest of the Empire for more hydroponics farms that require upgrades. Starting with McGruber. None on the home system, on the home world, excuse me. Interesting. Unexpected. But interesting. Alright, now let's go ahead. Keep going through the worlds because I know a couple of them have some. Really need to get rid of these civics that are just giving us more unity from these hydroponics farms. Not to mention generating more unity overall. Got to build up influence.
Construction complete.
Let's put him on the farm, screw it. Put him on the farm! You're going to the farm! Dr. Phil has decided that you are going to the farm. Oh, what finished? Factually, alright. Self-acception, we just finished there. And we still got some buildings to do here. We'll upgrade. We have won this war. No demands have been enforced. Oh, really? I haven't done a damn thing, but okay. The Great Kundan Coalition made peace with the Valdari mediators. No demands have been enforced. And yet for some... I don't... Okay, sure. Sure. We didn't... Like, nothing came of it, but okay. Xenophobe, allied to rivals, repugnant, ruler, defendant... Alright. Whatever. Looks like it's because the Valdari mediators got slapped around a whole bunch and no longer has any battle fleets to speak of because their fleet power is pathetic compared to ours, apparently. Sounds like the Savix cast reclaimers beat the poop out of them. Alright, let's upgrade the Frontier Hospital first this time. Then we'll get the mineral processing plant. And after that... Oh, boy. I think we'll do what we did earlier, and we'll just build a bunch of mining networks around the planetary capital and the mineral silo. So how many other pops do we have? Let's put this guy here because that'll be a finished mineral silo or mining network. Bleh, excuse me. Talking is hard. I don't like moving them off of these tiles this early though, because you know there's no buildings on it yet. That's fine. I'm not being as micromanagey as I really should be, I'll admit. Not being as micromanagey as I normally am, I should say. Just trying to get these things built up. Okay, let's take a look. See what else we got. A Remodon core. We're already worrying about you. So Latium Prime. Probably just built a few hydroponics farms. That's fine.
Construction complete.
Kentarum Central. Upgrade that power plant.
Construction complete.
To final level.
Construction complete.
Menshib Prime. Yep, all the what's it called? It's the hydroponics farms that we just upgraded.
Complete.
Okay, so Kentarum Central. Do we have a Paradise Dome on here? We must, because I can't build one. Yep, there it is. Way down here. Okay, so Remodon Core. Do we have a Paradise Dome? Yes, we do. Bagial Prime. You also have a Paradise Dome. Okay, good. So those are all taken care of. As it should be. I think in the next...
construction complete.
Well, maybe not the next, but, you know, in a future stream game, I want to try one of the pre-made empires instead of making one to try and intentionally do well. I'd like to use one of the pre-made ones and just, you know, stick with what we're given, right? But also do things like use missiles and torpedoes and stuff like that. You know, stuff that I personally have not really done before, and that we've obviously not done on stream before. I think that could be more fun because it's not intentionally trying to give ourselves an edge by custom tailoring the entire empire to cater to our whims. You know, be specifically good in these areas and whatnot. I guess for lack of a better phrase, is because we wouldn't be min-maxing, you know? I think that would be pretty cool. If you agree with me, by all means, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see me play with a preset empire and just be like, yeah, just try and make it work or something like that, you know? And not play an empire that is so heavy on improving research generation. Like I said, I have a habit of reverting to a very tall play style where I don't colonize very much early on for the first good 100 years or so, and I try to tech up through science.
Construction complete.
But doing the same thing can get pretty boring for a game with near limitless customization possibilities like this one. Gotta spice it up by doing other stuff. Kick from Federation. Wait, what? The Neberite Covenant wishes to remove the Tial authority from the Federation. Really? Why? I'm going to vote no. What do we got? They want to trade the Satramine gas for terraforming gases again. Well, I can understand that the Tial authority really... rebels of Great Kundan Coalition. They're really not that useful in our Federation, but I kind of want us to keep them so that we can protect them, but yeah. They're adding to the overall naval capacity of the entire Federation, so I don't really see much point in getting rid of them. But that's just me.
Construction complete.
Alright, what do we got now? Fact Prime. Exception, upgrade that. Migration treaty broken. Huh. I hope this doesn't make the Neberite Covenant be like, screw this Federation. Meh. We could really use it. Right now, the Savix Cast Reclaimers are kind of the power in the galaxy. Look at that. Fleet power, overwhelming. Naval capacity, superior. Technology, overwhelming. Meanwhile, the Valdari Mediators, technology level, overwhelming. Naval capacity, superior. Fleet power, equivalent. It was pathetic not too long ago, but they got means to quickly rebuild ships, and very powerful ships at that. Let's take a look-see here. Oops, I thought I paused it. Here we go. One Corvette. What's in here? Holy criminy. Look at all those military stations. Wow. Oh, look at this cracked world. That's cool. Barren world. You don't see these kinds of planets too often, but I think they're really cool looking. I wish I could get a better close-up and a better angle of it. Here's what we got to do. We got to look at this one over here, brother. There we go. So we look at this one, but we can manipulate the camera so that we go over here and look at this planet. Isn't that cool looking? It's just missing a big chunk of it. What happened to this planet? Well, that is entirely up to you. Use your imagination. It's within the borders of a fallen empire, so did a previous war with its rivals result in them creating the World Cracker Colossus, and this was the testing ground for said weapon? Who knows? Okay, so how are we doing on the Dyson Sphere? Let's go back to that Borbo system. Here we are. Dyson Sphere framed 640 days, so a little over 5 years. We won't have enough minerals by the time that rolls around to build the next section. That's kind of expected. But let's go ahead and build up another several numbers of battleships. We are no longer the president of the Federation. That's not unexpected. So we've lost the control of that big Federation fleet that we merged together. That was actually a pretty strong looking fleet though. I mean, it had, what, 50 to 60 of each ship type? It's just unfortunate that the design was kind of poopy. Good for overall general use, sort of, but not so great for the coming storm, I don't think. Oh man, we've got options here. Okay. Let's keep upgrading these mining networks that we have. And then we will move on. Start constructing some other buildings that we need on this planet. Starting with an energy grid. We'll put you there. For that. Actually, hold on. Let's save that for later. Let's put this guy here. And... yeah, sorry. I'm on drugs. Energy grid, we'll let that build. Actually, we'll do that after. So first things first, basic science lab here. Definitely want that. And then we will upgrade this physics lab. And then cue the energy grid so that he'll be on it once the pop is done growing. Excuse me. Shouldn't be so sleepy. Ugh. Alright, so our fleet is currently docked, and yet we're still in the negative on energy generation. Not a good sign. I think we might just forego constructing more battleships, and we will have to kick... The Neberite Covenant wants to remove the United Rolthak Pact. No.
Construction complete.
These guys are just mad at everybody, it seems. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and build up... We don't have a mineral processing plant on this world? Really? How did I do that? Wow, I feel really dumb now. Alright, let's queue up the mineral processing plant. Finish building that. We'll build a mining network on this other tile so that the last two hops that grow on this planet, they'll be on those two buildings.
War has been declared against us.
What the? Our flesh harvesters are coming for your hatchlings. Seed planet, Eremadon core. Really? That's the planet you want. Okay. Any other planets that they want from me? No. Surprisingly, no. Okay. That's fine. We are now at war with the Savix Cast Reclaimers. No problem. I think we're ready.
Construction complete.
Where is Eremadon again? I can't remember. Oh, there it is. Right. Did we have... Yes, we do have stations at Eremadon. Good. Okay, so... I think what we're going to want to do is move these second Void Skulkers...
Research complete.
To the Eremadon core spaceport. Alright, there we go. Flash coolant is done. Man, I want to keep going with shield harmonics, but I kind of want to get rid of arc emitters and predictive algorithms so that they stop showing up in our research queue. So, yeah, arc emitters, 33 months. That's fairly quick. Alright, gonna have to keep an eye on the galactic map, see if anybody is bringing ships. See, now the Farragon system is not a good staging area anymore because when they warp in, it's not going to be where we want them to, unfortunately. That's okay. There's still an anomaly in Z3 that we didn't bother. Good times, good times. Okay, where is the nearest science ship? Yandus? Nope. Latium. I think Latium. Okay, let's take a look. Do that. Try not to die. And then make your way back. Please. Assist research. Governing ethics shift in the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. Following a long period of growing support for the Knights of the Void, the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom has finally embraced the faction, adopting their core values and policies. As a result of bringing this faction into their government, they have become more outwardly militaristic. Okay? That could be kind of bad somewhere down the road, but right now it's kind of good. They're a little less xenophobic now. Together, we will demolish every trace of resistance to our sovereign control of the galaxy. Wow, 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 wow. Yes, indeedy. Okay, you know what I think I forgot to do is expand on the spaceports on our newest planets. Eremadon Core. Nope, yeah, that's actually done. Bagial Prime. There we go. Solar panel network. And spaceport upgrades. Can't believe I forgot about that. Factception has finished its construction queue. Yeah. Processing plant and upgrade that. Look at how much energy we're tanking on by moving our fleet. Ugh, that's awful. Oh, there we go. Look at that Federation fleet moving in. Wonder if we should back them up. Here's another fleet, second stellar cluster from the Neberite Covenant. That's the big Federation fleet that we were toying around with earlier. Okay, these guys in position? Yes, they are. Okay, so they're actually pretty close to the subspace snare as well, which is good. That's fine. Okay, Eremadon Core. Are you still building something? Yes, you are. Mining network. Well, our mineral production has actually jumped quite a bit in the last hour and a half. It went from about 550 to we're getting close to about 700 per month now, which is good. I think if we continue focusing on that, our energy problems still won't necessarily be solved by the Dyson Sphere, because it's going to be a while before that Dyson Sphere is built into its final stage and generates 400 energy per month for us. But it'll definitely be a huge help. Of course, that doesn't mean we should stop building power plants and the like on some of our worlds. Not by a long shot. So look, we're still losing credits and we're just sitting here doing nothing.
Construction complete.
Okay, and last growth of that pop. Whoop, done. And the next one's going to be on the mineral processing plant. Good, that's what we wanted. Okay, fact tertius. Let's let that queue finish first. Nothing there. Cantharum Central. Kind of leaning towards building a couple power plants on Cantharum Central, I'll be totally honest. Purple Rain. The 318's mesmerizing. Purple-colored rain taken by the NS Lorad-Falder's surface exploration probes somehow find their way into the hands of the cultural elite on MacGruber. While the discovery is of no scientific value, the evocative imagery of the colorful precipitation sparks a minor renaissance in the Newt art world, the positive effects of which shall be felt for years to come. So for 240 months, we get plus 10% happiness. Seems legit. Another thing I'd like to do, and because it's something I've been toying with, but I want to do at least one or two more playthroughs with this strategy before trying it in a stream game, just to kind of get a really good idea of how I need to work it. The one planet strategy. It's different. Not really sure what other word to use besides that.
Construction complete.
Definitely a different way of playing, kind of. But it's right up my alley. It's entirely about asserting technological dominance and doing it, if you play it right, doing it fairly early in the bloody game, too. So let's upgrade this to an engineering facility. Alright, we have broken the... Ooh, that's not good. Recruit new leader. And let's just do expertise particles, because whatever. He's the youngest one. Kaiser Colony, assist research, please. Now what? Okay, upgrade this mining network and that mining network. Dyson Sphere panels installed. While not yet complete with the installation of advanced solar harvesters, we have begun to reap the benefits of the Dyson Sphere being built in the Borbo system. The energy gains will only continue to increase as construction continues, eventually reaching full operational capacity when the sphere is completed. Okay, so the first set of panels is on. As you can see, the star is only partially covered. I think these are the cooler stages of building the Dyson Sphere because you can still see the sun. partial Dyson Sphere, plus 100 energy credits. And as we keep going, it's going to just do another plus 100, another plus 100. So we're still going to try and build up that 40,000 energy credits. Absolutely. But we're not going to stop developing our planets. Because if we do that, I'll feel really dumb for starters. Our energy grid can be upgraded to an energy nexus. Screw it, let's just do that, and then we'll add some basic science labs on these tiles. Okay, so we're finally in the green for energy. First time in a couple in-game years, I think. But we go grossly in the red as soon as our fleet moves off of a spaceport, unsurprisingly. So we're going to have to keep a wary eye for enemy ships. Okay, it's been, what, 15 years now since the subspace echoes were detected? I figured something would have happened by now. We would have discovered their entry point or something. Like, what is happening? Wow, that is a 201,000 power fleet. And it has 6, 35, 45. It has 46 ships, and it's largely because of this freaking Titan. 36,000 fleet power just for that Titan. Ugh, that's gross. A single battleship has 5,031 fleet power. Wow. However, I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, wait. No. That's... The Savage Cast Remnant, they use largely kinetic weapons. So, we want to avoid a conflict with them altogether, if possible. That would be the best thing we can do, but I don't think that's going to happen. Agiel Prime, so now we want Observatory, Orbital Hydroponics. Yeah, what am I thinking? Our fleet is not anywhere near equipped to take on this fallen empire if they send a fleet over here to rough us up. What's this fleet? 6 corvettes. What are you doing over here?
Research complete.
Alright, what do we got? Proclamation broadcasts. Not bad. Let's do talent acquisition, because I really want to reduce the cost of recruiting new leaders now that we've got a bunch of our scientists dying. So, looking back over our Ascension perks, this One Vision, it's a decent pick, improving overall Unity output across your empire, but now that we've finished all of the traditions, and we actually finished them, what, 2 episodes ago, it's a borderline useless Ascension perk now. So it's good for helping rush traditions. After that, like I said, it's useless. I kind of really wish that we had technological ascendancy right about now instead. I'd be a lot happier with that. Right. Dyson Sphere. Did we? Yeah. Galactic Contenders and Defender of the Galaxy. We got all of those. Crazy. Okay, so let's have a look around again. Check out our planets. Arimadon Core. What are you building right now? Upgrading those mining networks. Yeah, that's what I want you doing. Looks like we've had a few new people drop in on the stream. Welcome, welcome. My name is Mobius Y, playing Stellaris Console Edition. I am a self-proclaimed giver of bad advice. I'm just kidding. I try to give good advice. Or give, you know, worthwhile insight, I suppose you could say. Anyways, Stellaris Console Edition. Been playing this quite a lot since it came out in February on my Xbox. I like it a lot. my Tuesday night streams have kind of become the official, sorry,
Construction complete.
the unofficially official Stellaris Console Edition night, sort of. I've been playing it. Ooh, how many months now? Straight now? I can't even remember the last time I played something else on a Tuesday night stream. But yeah, if you want to see more, give me a follow. At least once a week, I play Stellaris Console Edition on my Twitch channel. You can also find me on YouTube. Pretty easy to find. Mobius Y Canadian Gaming. Simply search Mobius space Y, and my channel will come up. Along with videos about
Construction
Final
complete.
Fantasy and some other crap for some reason. Completely unrelated stuff. But yeah, if you'd like to see more Stellaris Console Edition stuff, check out my YouTube channel. Got quite a bit of videos up on there. Mostly stuff that I've streamed and simply uploaded straight to my YouTube channel. But you never know. Some of it could actually be useful. Got, how do I play? What?
Construction complete.
Can you specify, Joe? I'm not quite sure what you're saying. Sorry, I went quiet there for a second. I was hearing a weird sound coming from my house, but I think it's just my plumbing pipes groaning again. Okay, let's take a look-see. Factually, Kentarum Central, Arimadon Core. Right, that's the one we were just looking at. And then Bagial Prime. What's going on here? All right, we're building some science labs. Good. Okay, are there any mining networks currently in use that we can upgrade? No, doesn't look like it. Downloading now looks complicated as fuck. That's because it is. Question for you, Joe. Did you get the base game or did you get the deluxe edition which comes with the DLC? I'm guessing you have the Game Pass. The Game Pass only comes with the base game. But still, you get Stellaris Console Edition for borderline free with the Xbox Game Pass, which is pretty dope. Let's see. Agile Prime. Yes, the spaceport is upgrading. I already knew that. Why am I looking at it again? Okay. Keeping an eye for enemy fleets. What's going on here? Are these guys fighting? No, they have a truce. Why would they be fighting? Oh. Those are actually their allies. Ugh, those are some big ugly fleets. Gross. Now the question is, where are these guys going? We should check that out before we let them float away. First Husk Squadron entering orbit of the core. Not quite sure where that is. I wonder if it's in their space. Hell no, I don't play enough different games to make Game Pass a good deal for me. Okay.
Research complete.
The arc emitters done. So focused arc emitters, that would get rid of it, and then we can just worry about our repeatables. I would like to do focusing arrays and flash coolant though, because I don't really see us using focused arc emitters at almost any point. So let's do one of our repeatables. Focusing arrays. Increased energy weapon damage.
Construction complete.
Okay, Bagial Prime. Spaceport's done upgrading. Good. Let's see. We're getting pretty close there. 730 minerals generated every month. So we're about 4 months away from upgrading our Dyson Sphere to the next stage. Pretty excited about that. Okay, so these basic science labs, this one needs to be a bio lab, this one needs to be a physics lab, this one needs to be another bio lab again, this one also needs to be a Biolab. Wow, I totally upgraded those in the wrong order. But that's fine because this pop hasn't fully grown yet. Pretty close. Not quite. Leave it. Tell you what, Joe. I'm going to be ending this stream in about 15 minutes here. So your download will probably be done. I know you have a better internet connection than I do. And the base game is actually not that, like, it's not a big download whatsoever. So once it's done, we can start a multiplayer game for, I want to say at least an hour, probably 2. And, you know, we could just slowly go through the opening stages together if you like. I can also recommend some good YouTube videos for you to check out. And I don't mean mine. I'm not going to shamelessly plug myself that badly. Let's see. Extraction patterns would be pretty good, but you know what we want is hull integrity. Increase our ship hull points by 5%. Okay, a few more months to go. Our food generation is actually quite good now. Once it hits that maximum stockpile, it will also improve our growth speed. What do we got? We got a diplomatic communique from the Savix Cast Reclaimers. Let us end this meaningless rivalry. Okay, we're no longer rivals, but we're at war, so you're going to declare us your rival because we are still rivaling you. Oh, look at that. Declare rivalry. Let us end this charade. Yeah. Sure, I have a bit over an hour from now before I have to check on my wife and go to sleep. He does have some pretty good tutorials on the channel, though. I'm not going to say I have very many good ones. There's a really good one from A-Spec. Actually, he's got a couple of them. But it basically highlights what you like. It's called The First 6 Years. And he's got a very old one from the PC. He dubbed it over as console version because it was like an old version of the PC, which is more in parity with the console version, but it wasn't the actual console version. So things in it were still quite different. There we go. We have 40,000 minerals now, so let's go back to the Borbo system. Partial Dyson Sphere. We are going to queue up the next section of it. It's going to take 2,770 days. So it'll be a while. Upgrade in progress. So as we look around, you can see there are some sections of it which kind of have a translucent green over them now. It's a little tough to see when we're looking directly at the star. But like this little bit over here, you can see that there's going to be a panel there. There's going to be a panel there. So it's pretty much this level of the hexagonal panels is what's going to get constructed. And as we keep upgrading, well, I say upgrading, as we keep completing sections of the Dyson Sphere, there's going to be more and more panels added to it. And then, like, you can slowly see it build up. I think it's really cool the way the Dyson Sphere gets constructed. I have known this fucker for 6 years or so. Well, you say that like it's a bad thing, man. Mention Prime, Elthir Prime. Okay, Kentarum Central. What do we want to put this guy in next? Should probably... we don't need to do a power plant here, do we? I don't think so. Let's do an engineering... Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Let's do an engineering lab on this tile. There we go. Trade deal duration expired, so there goes our research agreement. That's fine. Remedon Core. You're still building up a bunch of stuff, aren't you? A mining network and a physics lab. Okay, now this one, finishing up a bio lab. So there's a bunch of stuff that we can do here. Lol and done. Yeah, see, I told you it wasn't going to be a long download, dude. I was very surprised because I knew what Stellaris was, but like how big is it? I mean, I think it's barely a dozen gigabytes. It was surprisingly small. Or not even that. I think it was like half a dozen gigs.
Construction
Something like
complete.
that. Oh, excuse me. Too much talking, not enough drinking. Okay, let's see. Let's upgrade this physics lab to top tier. Look at all the physics physics science being generated off of it. Base amount of 3 plus the physics lab, and then we've got erudite plus the observatory on the planet, prismatic lenses bonus, and dark matter. 9.6 points of physics research. That's pretty awesome. And then we'll do the engineering facility, upgrade that next.
Construction complete.
Plus, now we've got another rivalry declared on us, and then this physics lab. And then we'll start upgrading the bio labs. There we go. Okay. Let us end this meaningless rivalry. Yeah, and then you're going to declare us rivals again in about, oh, I don't know. Engineering facility, there we go. Probably about a minute or two. It'll pop back up again and be like, we don't like you. You're our rival now. Rrr. And we'll be like, man, we've been your rivals the whole time. And this is why it's important to not sniff space glue. Let us end this charade. Meh. Weirdos. All of them. Weirdos.
Construction complete.
Okay. Excuse me. So we got one more upgrade for these mining networks. Definitely going to do that. Oh, why is this? That one's already grade 4? How did that happen? Whatever. Once those are done, we can focus on getting some science labs up and running and maybe some power plants as well. Are there any other structures that we'll want to consider building here? I don't think so. We shouldn't need hydroponics farms. So we'll do a basic science lab here, and we will do a basic science lab here, and then we'll do one here.
Complete.
There we go. And we could also upgrade the mineral silos that are on several planets to increase the storage capacity of our minerals. Not that it really does much of anything else. But it's currently, oh, what time is it? It's 8:50 p.m. my time. So in 7 minutes, I'll have hit the 2-hour mark on this stream. Once that happens, I'll just quit to the main menu, say my goodbyes, and we'll call it a night. And Joe, if you're still watching, we'll jump into a game together after that. I'll admit, though, it's tough. It's tough to cover a lot of stuff in an hour, but you know, it's better than no time. See, okay, so we have had this coming storm. A mysterious cluster of subspace contacts has been detected on an approach vector with our galaxy. It's been nearly 20 years. I do not remember it taking this long for the Prethoryn Scourge to show up once you have picked up subspace echoes. Governing ethics shift in the Jomar Star Hunters. Following a long period of growing support for the National Wealth Committee, the Jomar Star Hunters has finally embraced the faction, adopting their core values and policies. As a result of bringing this faction into their government, they have become more outwardly pacifistic. Okay, so the guys over here who used to be fanatic purifiers probably are not fanatic purifiers anymore. Let's take a look. Are they even called the Kingdom of Jofermari? Check it out. They still really hate us. Their opinion of us, negative 742. But they're no longer militaristic, so they have lost... they would have lost the governing civic that made them fanatical purifiers. All we want is to be left alone. Is that such a difficult concept for a newt to understand? It kind of is.
Construction complete.
But as you can see, they're no longer minus 1,000 in their opinion for being a blood court or fanatic purifiers or whatever. So, do you think we can bring our opinion up from the pit of -700 that they currently have for us? It's not entirely impossible. Epsilon Indy, what's happening here? What the? Oh, that's the other fallen empire. They've got a Titan cruising around too. Interesting. Need to move somebody. Move them off of this power plant there. Give me those minerals. Rivalry ended. Valdari Mediators and the Great Kundan Coalition have ended their rivalry. This may be on the path to better relations between the two empires. Yeah, right. I give it 2 minutes and then they will declare them rivals yet again. That's like the kid at school who, you know, one day he's your friend and then the next day he like punches you in the face. And not in a teasing, joking, friendly manner. He genuinely gets mad at you and punches you in the face. Now the Valdari Mediators has declared the Great Kundan Coalition their rival, and then the Kingdom of Jofamari has declared the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom their rival. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. I think I'm gonna title this chapter, "Where the hell is the Scourge?" Like we've got this special. We have our ships designed specially for taking on the Prethoryn Scourge, and they still haven't shown up. It's been nearly 20 years. I don't recall it taking this long for them to get here after the subspace echoes have been detected. I'm not sure if that's normal. What's going on in our war? Well, this awakened empire has not really done anything except poop all over the fleets of our allies. Ugh, awful. Okay, just a couple minutes away for just a couple minutes away from ending the stream for tonight. It's been pretty fun. A lot of people dropping in and out fairly regularly, although that's not entirely uncommon. I'd like to take this time to once again thank those of you who came by to watch live. XTK421Z, one of our newer members to join the Discord channel, sticking around and being chatty for the majority of the stream time. I appreciate that. Hopefully, as this little community continues to grow, we can have much bigger discussions going on in the chat box during future streams. That would be really cool. What? Really had 2 pops migrate off of this planet? That's pretty lame. Go there. Okay, so we've upped our mineral generation by about 200 points per month this episode, which is pretty good. Our energy credits are in the green for the time being until our fleet moves off of a spaceport. Our Dyson Sphere, see, look at this. Those are the panels that are going to appear. Our Dyson Sphere is building up. It's going to have the second stage done in 2,160 days, so definitely in a future chapter of the story of the Newtonians. Research complete. What do we got? Talent acquisition, not bad. Make it cheaper to recruit new leaders, which is all right. We got some pretty poopy choices here. I don't care for transgenic crops increasing our food output. Not worried about that at all right now. But then again, we've also got nutrient replication, which does the same bloody thing. Let's do nutrient replication. Screw it, because it's a non-repeatable and it's a pretty big food boost. Okay, let's have a look-see here. Upgrade the physics lab, and then the engineering facility, and then we'll work on the biolabs. And there we go. We can leave it at that. Alright, it has been exactly 2 hours. I'm going to save the game. New stream game. There we go. Okay, and exit to menu. Alright, that's going to be it for tonight. Again, thanks to those of you who dropped by to watch this live. If you watch this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I wasn't being too amicable tonight, because I was kind of out of it while babbling on about technical stuff, which I don't really think is a good idea, because it increases the likelihood that I'll say something really stupid. Anyways, if you watch this on YouTube and you would like to see more Stellaris Console Edition content, feel free to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notifications when I upload a new video, as I tend to upload at least one per week since I stream this on a weekly basis. You can also check out my playlists, Let's Play Stellaris Console, where I go through it's got video files of all the games that I did on stream, playing just for the sake of playing. And I've also got a Stellaris Console Tips and Strategies playlist where you can check out things like Empire build ideas, general discussions about things like species traits and Empire civics and whatnot. Giving mostly my opinion, but also reasons as to why some things are better than others, so on and so forth. So if you'd like to look into that, check out my my other videos on the channel. This is Mobius Y signing off. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, or the rest of this last week of September, and we'll see you again probably on Friday, where I think I'll be streaming something else. And for more Stellaris Console Edition, it'll be next week on Tuesday again. Have a good night, everybody.